it's so fun playing with makeup.
Join me today for a Fae Goddess inspired Glamour Magic makeup tutorial.
Hello. So I have my face ready to go, and I have moisturized with my Medicate, and this is a Total Moisture Daily Facial Cream, and I got this as part of like a Cult Beauty set. Like I bought a certain amount and then I got this like set, and this is really good. And then I've used Medicate before, but actually my friend gifted me this that she wasn't really using it, and it's really nice as well. It's like a vitamin C enhanced radiance serum, so I used this as well before, and it's so nice. And then I also like this one, this Votary Super Eye Gel. It's really nice. So that's kind of like the morning skincare, and I like a really sort of like dewy, radiant finish that's like really glowy. I don't want like too much lightness. You can see I'm kind of shiny at the moment, so I don't want shine, but I do want kind of radiance and glow. And the look I'm going for is like enchanting. I want to be really enchanting, seductive, charming, mesmerizing. Like, we are here to enchant, we are here to captivate, we are here to really draw in the eyes. So you can like tailor this to whatever, you know, your intention is. If you're going on a date, you know, if you're going to a party and there's going to be someone there that you like, or if you're meeting up with a group of friends, you just want to be really jolly, really like happy-go-lucky, you can like tailor this exactly how you want it to be, you know. And obviously you choose the makeup according to whatever your intention is as well. So if you're doing like a talk or something, public speaking, or if you've got a job interview, your look is going to be very different. So today though, I want to go like enchantress, like fairy glam. I'm thinking like elfin, queen of the fairies. And also like you can time this, so I'm wearing like my Venus tee because it's like very apt. I'm not actually going anywhere today, so this is all just for this because I have been picking up some really amazing indie brand eyeshadow palettes. So one of my favorite eyeshadow palette makers is Natasha Denona. I have a few palettes by her, and then like Pat McGrath and stuff, but like a little bit more unknown brands I've been dipping into. At the end of last year I got the Patrick Tar Major Dimension 2, which is so lush, and I'm loving this. I'm loving this. But recently I have invested in some like really romantic, enchanted kind of vibes eyeshadow palettes because I've just been loving the way that they look and the looks that people get. So the first one was this amazing Ainsley Rain Flutter palette. I just really wanted like green because I have green eyes. I have like a neutral undertone, but I really like the green. And this is just absolutely stunning. I just love like the mossy tones, like this kind of vibe here. And yeah, the sparkles and shimmers are just amazing. So I think I wanted to go for something like green because that felt very like enchanted, fairy kind of vibes. But then I also have this Stone and Rock palette. It came up last year, I believe, from Odin's Eye, and that's a whole other story. But yeah, this is the first palette I've ever gotten from them as well, just like the Ainsley Rain. I've never gotten palettes from them, and they're actually really hard to get in the UK. So like there is an EU store that sells a lot of these indie brands from the US. Odin's Eye is Sweden. Ainsley Rain is American, I think, Oregon. I've been like really diving deep into like these indie brands, but I mean the greens are just amazing. So like I've had a play and I was thinking maybe like this Passion. I love the names of them as well, but one thing I've noticed about these like indie brands, they're all really like magic inspired, like really enchanted, and it just gave me vibes like I really want to do this, I want to play. But also then I thought I can share a little bit about like the Glamour Magic practically that I do. I mean, there's more practical enchantment that you can do beyond makeup, but I just thought it'd be really fun. And often people are asking me to share some of the products that I use and like how I do my makeup and stuff, because I've always been into makeup. I've always just loved like investing in makeup and playing with makeup. So yeah, I thought I could just show you the basics, but then also show you where you can like tailor things specific to your intention. So today I'm going for enchanted fairy, enchanting seductress fairy queen, elfin queen fairy glam. As I said, I've got my moisturizer on, and I have this rosehip oil that I really like to use, and I have made some facial oils with this. I don't have any at the moment, but I just want to use a few drops because I want to use my rose Quartz Gua Sha a little bit. So one thing I've noticed with my chronic illness, I get a lot of inflammation, I get a lot of bloating, and I get a lot of water retention. So I have my gua sha. I do have like a a tool that I like to use at night, but what I'm just wanting to do is like prep the skin really. So I like to do this. It's really cooling and it's just beautiful with the rose quartz as well because it's already programmed in there for like self-love intentions. It's really cooling. So you can program in all your tools. You can consecrate them, program them for your intentions. I always want to look and feel my best, so that's programmed in there. It doesn't matter what the intention is for the makeup, but that's always programmed in there, that self-love, beautifying, that I love myself, that I accept myself. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's really hard to love ourselves, and I think that I really liked that conversation that arose like a couple of years ago around self-love, like that self-acceptance, and like instead of body positivity, if that's hard, then body neutrality. You know, I think that's really nice because then we're not tempted to kind of like chastise ourselves for, you know, slipping up and being mean to ourselves. Like the other day I was incredibly mean to myself, and I actually did it with the spirit of, I know I'm doing this and I'm doing it even though I know it's really bad for me. I'm doing it because I was wallowing basically, and so I was just talking to myself so badly. And then afterwards, you know, I did actually have to have some words with myself, but also I was speaking to the deities I work with about it, because, you know, I feel like I need to ask for forgiveness for that, because I was actually, you know, I was being cruel in a way that I would never want to be cruel to another person. I was doing that to myself and I did it knowingly, and so I'm taking full accountability for that. So this is what I mean when I talk about like showing up as the person that you know you want to be, and showing up as you would want others to show up for you, and show up for yourself in that way. Like, so I'm being completely raw and honest here and telling you the truth about like how I've been unkind to myself, and, you know, a lifetime of that, and I'm sure so many people can sympathize and empathize with that, and they know what that's like. So yeah, just if that is something that you also do, don't beat yourself up for doing it, because then you're just in this cycle. I know I did it and I know I chose to do it, but that's the power of choice, you see. We have a choice, that we don't have to keep saying those words to ourselves. We don't have to keep that loop. We can interrupt, and that's why things like mirror work and having, you know, positive affirmations, you don't have to like gaslight yourself around those either. They can be positive affirmations that, you know, that align with almost like that tapping thing. So like you know, where you do the tapping points, where you can address like, even though I feel this way about myself, I am working towards loving myself more. I'm working towards appreciating the parts of myself that are beautiful, the parts of myself that I see as beautiful, working towards accepting the parts of myself that I'm struggling to accept, or, you know, loving myself the way I am, all those things. So those things are really, really powerful, and they're really, really nice when you're doing this kind of skincare, because it kind of, I think, like bakes in sort of a sense of self-worth and self-love, that when you're walking into a space, whatever your intention is magically, you're going to carry that with you then. That sense of self-love, and just a sense of like that you have value, you know, that you're important and you're valuable. You don't have to do anything or prove anything to anyone to be valuable, you know. So that's that. So yeah, you can enchant your gua sha or whatever your tool is, you know, just by holding it in your hand and doing this, and you can like set your intentions, you can speak over it, you can breathe over it, however you do that, you know, rub it in. I do wash mine in between uses just with soap and water, just plain soap, because it's rose quartz, it's fine to do that, so sanitary. So yeah, let's move on to like a base. So I'm nice and prepped. So a base that I love a lot if I'm going out in the day is the It Cosmetics CC cream. I'm not using that today. Today I want to use a blend of my favourites. So this is the Dior Forever Skin Glow, and I also have the Beautiful Skin by Charlotte Tilbury. So I'll mix a pump of these each in my hand, and then I have, this is like nearly empty, but I used to have a full-size bottle, and then I got this small bottle from, again, a kit. I need to get some more because it's like nearly run out, but it's the Iconic Illuminator, and it's like a bronzy glow. A couple of drops of that there. I've already got the oil, but I'll just do like two more drops of that, because it's really, really nice, and as I said, I love that illuminated glow. This was really popular a few years ago, called Yoga Skin, I think, online. I mean, I was always doing this kind of thing anyway, mixing in illuminators and oils, but it just went really viral a few years ago. So I have my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna, first of all, speak my intention over this. So I just mix them together, and you can like draw a sigil in I mean, I tend to do that more with like a stick concealer or something, but you can of course well make a sigil if you've got a specific intention, like you're doing some speaking or you've got a job interview. But I tend to, because it's easier to just use symbols that are very easy to draw on, so I'll tend to use stars for like appearing like a star, like, you know, really, really enchanting, or a heart for love, romance, or, you know, a pentacle for protection. I'll tend to do, and you can do that like if you wanted to do like a pentacle on your forehead like that. It's like very protective of your brain space and anyone penetrating. And then I love to do like little hearts there, and then like a star. The star is a lot like the pentacle, but you know, you get the vibe. So you can do whatever you want, or you can just dab it in. I mean, you don't have to do the sigils that way. There's so many different ways that you can do it. You can imbue. I love the imbuing and the intention setting, the charging your products to do things. And I have certain products, like I have this that, again, it came with that same set I talked about. This is like a really ridiculously obnoxious lipstick that I never ever would have bought, and it's got a big horse on it, but it's so like empowering. So it's Isamaya. I think this is like a very, really viral brand at the moment. Diamond Lip Glow shade that's like got sparkles in it. And so for like, I'm thinking that I might use that today, because it's like very, I'm getting very like tarot queen vibes from it, even though yeah, it's a horse, so yeah, knight, but I get very like Queen of Wands vibes from this, you know, with the red. You could say Knight of Wands, but yeah. So you can pick whatever makeup you want to use according to your intention. I actually often don't use a beauty blender. I think it's really nice for getting like a beautiful finish, but it does use a lot of product. So I often tend to, when I'm in a rush, use my fingers, because it melts the product into the skin really, really nicely, and maybe I'll finish off with a bit of the beauty blender for like the finish. Or I might use a brush, and I've got the It Cosmetics brush that works really well. You don't have to spend a fortune on makeup either. I mean, I do have quite a lot of high-end makeup, but I also have a lot of like not high-end makeup, and I'm not really the channel. But if people are interested in recommendations for versions that are less expensive, I can talk about that as well at some point. But I mean, there are so many channels that talk about that stuff. It's not really what I talk about here. I mean, I am passionate about it, but yeah, it's not what the channel is about. So I like to contour next, and I do cream contour. So I have this Westman Atelier. I've used various different contour sticks. The Rare Beauty one's really nice as well. So I tend to just draw the shape that I want here, which is the typical like 3. Again, what you can do is imbue it with your intention. So I see like a contour as like giving you that really nice angularity and sharpness. So it's really, really good for like when you want to be seen as like really put together, really accomplished, like really good for like job interviews and stuff. So you can just like breathe that intention into it. I'm not going for a job interview, so I'm not doing that today. I don't necessarily want to look chiseled to the gods, but you know, you do you. I could see this being really protective as well, a little bit like a layer of armor. I mean, that's kind of how I see makeup. Like, there have been times when I've been bullied at school, and so makeup for me has been a little bit like a protective suit of armor, you know, and you can see it like that. It's a little bit like wearing war paint, you know, so you can use it like that. Again, whatever suits your intention, but today we're not really, we're going for love, so we're leaning into the love. So we could just do a little heart like that. And as you're buffing it in, you can, you know, speak your intentions out loud or to yourself. You can play music as well that's like really empowering or suits your intentions. So like I might play some like really, really whimsical fairy music. I think a lot of the vibrational music on YouTube is often very like fairy vibes, so that's really nice. But whatever you think is going to make you feel good, you know. I think this is about building yourself up, building up your sense of self, your sense of self-worth, sense of self-concept, and how you see yourself. So what's really nice for like fairy makeup is to have a little bit of blush over the nose as well, so we'll get to that. I like to contour my nose. I do have a little bit of a kink in my nose, so try and like avoid that. It's really hard like in the viewfinder. Want really soft kissable lips. It's giving concealer lips like 90s. So now I have this Hourglass stick concealer. Well, it's actually a foundation. It's a really, really good foundation. It's high coverage, so it's really, really nice. I usually use it to chisel, and this is a nice tool as well if you wanted to add like a shape. So I mean under here, to do that, I'm going for strength and empowerment, but if you wanted to do a little, want to call in a little bit of star action, And then we'll do all down the nose. And I'll do a little tentacle. And that's probably quite a lot, to be fair. And I'll just use the beauty blender again. And it's gonna kind of melt into that contour. And then there's also enough around here to, if you put a little bit here, then it gives you this really nice lift. And this looks like an awful lot, but once it's blended in, and I don't wear this stuff every day. This is not like my everyday. In fact, I don't really wear makeup every day. On the school run, I might wear a bit of concealer, and that's about it really, just to look not dead. I'm gonna use this brush again and just the edges. I do have a little blemish on my forehead as well, so that's covering that nicely, I think. I think it's nice to like put a pentacle over your forehead because it feels like then it's like your head is protected from any kind of evil eye. It's also like if you're in a work environment, you can like protect your ideas, which I think is nice. I have this really nice sai, I don't know how you say it, sai. This is so nice to do a little love heart. So on the apples, you might want to do like a couple. Maybe another one, like a small one there. It's really hard to do it in the viewfinder. So I look like really enchanting, and then I'll just do a little on the nose there. A little like enchantment. Just fairies often have that so pinky nose. It gives the really like ingenue kind of enchanted vibe. It's really etheric as well. There we go. Next up we've got a brow product. This is the NYX. It's like a powder. I got this recently. I like it, but it's very thick, and I like a really like slim tip. I also like, which is now I need to get another one. This is like more for kind of like everyday, just quickly. This is like the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, that just like a little brush. It's a really like mini. I really like that. And I think Maybelline did like a really thin brush as well, but I haven't used that in a while. I'm open to brow products at the moment, so if anyone has any recommendations. This is again where you might want to enchant the pencil, almost like a magic wand for giving a certain look, certain sharpness perhaps, certain confidence, certain strength. Not really necessary for this look, we're just defining. Just nicely frames the eyes, and that's what we're going for, and we want softness. So very easygoing. Minimal. Those are the brows, like I can't really tell, they probably don't really look the same. That's fine. Okay, I think it'd be really nice to do eyes now. And I'm not entirely sure whether I should use this or this one. So I think I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna start by going into this exuberance with a tapered blending brush from Sigma. And this is where, again, you can enchant your brushes, but you can also, because you have to blow the excess off, it's a good time to blow the intention on. The intention is to look like a enchanted fairy tale forest, seductive, romantic queen. Oh, I'm thinking Queen of Cups, but in the woodlands is what I'm going for. So this is like basically our transition shade. And oh my god, this is applying so nicely. I didn't even put down any prep. You can use an eyeshadow primer or a concealer. I mean, to be honest with you, I literally just forgot. But again, it's a nice step where you can add some sigils or like some intentions in. But as you can see, like this is so nice. It's like going on really beautifully. There's a little bit of patchiness there, but it's clinging because I didn't prep the eye. And yeah, that shade I think very much suits me and my colouring. So it's exactly what I wanted. It's very beautiful. So that's that. It's like a really beautiful mossy kind of green. The one thing about this palette, it does not have like a kind of skin shade transition colour. We'll go into the Patrick Tar because there's a really nice like skin shade. So we'll just get the tapered blending brush. Just again like up here underneath the brows. Just once you've put a primer down, you can set the eyeshadow with like a skin coloured eyeshadow. So to do it properly, on the other side I have my concealer and my hourglass. I'll just do a little heart. Like bunny ears. It's going to be way too much concealer, but I'll just show you like properly how to do it because I literally just forgot to do it the right way. You do have to pay attention when you do your makeup. I often am just doing it, just going with the flow. I often just go with the flow with my makeup like I do with a lot of things. I just intuitively go with it, and I think that way I'm kind of in a bit of a trance state and I'm allowing my higher mind to kind of operate then, to sort of allowing my higher mind to kind of tell myself like what is the right thing as and when. So I'm actually just going to use a loose setting powder. So I've got the Hourglass setting powder here and just a little MAC 133S. It's like a flat shader brush. Just set it down. Very rarely do I do things properly. So I'll go back into exuberance on this side. See how it is different. You can see like really like nice circular motions. You can spend so much time on this. You could even do this kind of thing as like devotional if you wanted to. You could dedicate your makeup to your deity, especially if your deity is like a romantic kind of deity. You can see they look like different colours. That's odd. So obviously like whatever colour was underneath it. I hope it like settles into my skin. It's like really like nice and blown out. Just looking in the mirror I can see my eyebrows are a real mess. So I really can't see it properly with the viewfinder. I'm so glad I don't have to do my makeup on camera like all the time because it's actually really hard to get it right. So it's very, very Venusian. I really like both sides, but I think I prefer this side, like the colour of this side, but I do think it looks smoother on this side. Just wanting to like deepen it up a little bit. Get a flat shading brush, and this is just to deepen it up. So I'm going into this Dreamland one, and I just sort of go in a diagonal kind of V, and everything is kind of lifted upwards. It just gives a sort of depth, a woodsy depth. So I've always learned with my eye shape just to stay out of the corners. Oh, she says that. And then, yeah, and then I put in something that's like eye brightening in the corner. And I do tend to use my fingers a lot. And so we have like this really nice, that's calling out to me, this one that's called Passion. And that's very much the vibes that I'm going for. So I've got it just on my finger. You can use like a glitter primer if you wanted to. I don't think you're gonna need to with this stuff because it's like epic. Oh my God. And just all over the lid like that. I'm like, bloody hell. This is like magnetism. I'm a cis hetero woman, so I mean if I were looking for romance I would be looking to attract a heterosexual man, and from speaking to a lot of heterosexual men, I know that they don't tend to like go for lots and lots and lots of makeup. So I think that maybe this is more for me, the glam in me, but I do think on a night out I could get away with something like this and it'd still be romantic. But for today my intention is to be enchanting and to feel like a queen. It's this, like, look at that. Oh, I really want to put that in the corner of my eye, but it doesn't match. But I think there's this really nice cheerfulness, and I actually have something I'm going to share later that will go with that. So cheerfulness, we'll just do a little bit here in the inner corner. You can barely see that. Cheerfulness. Okay. I'm really getting like Tinkerbell vibes. Back to this Patrick Charm Major Dimensions, and it's this like goldy one in the corner. Really like beautiful golden pinky, and then I just whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, so I went ahead and did the other eye, finished it off, and I had a look in my other mirror close up, and I could see like there were a few patchy areas. So I've just sorted out underneath. You can see I've like put a little underneath, and I've added some concealer. So I like this corrector from Charlotte Tilbury. It's like really peachy for, I have tear troughs under the eyes, and then again the Hourglass concealer. I've taken off my lip balm, so ready for the liner, but first I want to do some highlighter. So I've just got this is like Wet n Wild. It's really, really cheap and really, really good. This like tiny little Sigma brush. Sparkle like a fairy. It's like Tinkerbell vibes really is what I'm going for. Enchanted Tinkerbell vibes, but I want to be queen. Queen of the forest. It's so fun playing with makeup. I've got this Charlotte Tilbury one. It's just like nearly done, and I've got another one. Like sometimes I use the new one and sometimes I use the old one. I really need to use this one up. And then you just go over the areas earlier. And as I said, like I tend to be really intuitive. I tend to, depending on what kind of look I'm going for, I might be doing this in a totally different order. So you just do it how you like it really. You can enchant all of your makeup, you can enchant all of your tools, you can enchant them as you go. Really, it's just completely up to you and your intention. And it doesn't have to be hard, like it's not hard, it's not rocket science, you know, it's just about you and your intention and spending time, taking time, putting energy into it and energy into the way you feel. I'm just gonna blend out a little bit more here. And then I have this NARS Luster. It's like a really nice corally pink. Since I've had this for a couple of years, this one. So they just last for ages, but I think they've done a new formula since then, so it's a really nice like fairy kind of. And then we'll do a little bit of powder. I've got the Hourglass. This is the Veil Translucent Setting Powder, and I think this is the best for mature skin or like sensitive skin. And we'll just chisel out the areas that we did before. And again, like eyeliner is a really nice way to bring in some protection magic, because you can enchant your eyeliner and then like just reaffirm that whatever it is you're doing, but then it's like really nice to tight line. I always like this is the kind of protective step. So you can literally, like, as you do your eyeliner, think about being protected from anyone sending the evil eye your way, anyone who's looking at you with jealousy or like hatred in their heart. You can like transmute that energy for yourself. And that's the thing, like you can not only enchant it so you're protected against it, but like so that you are transmuting those energies, you can send them down into the earth and then bring them back up into yourself to transmute them as energy for yourself so that you can capitalize and make use of them in your magic, which is really cool. Next I have the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude lip liner, and I have like very pink lips, like naturally. You just get like a lot of blood flow, sometimes not bad actually, so it's not my like natural colour. I think it goes with the vibe, and then we can like tidy up with a bit of concealer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Face Setting Spray. Now my pump for the actual Charlotte Tilbury one broke. I reached out to them to ask them for another pump, but they wouldn't, so I had to just transfer it into these little bottles, but it's fine, it looks cute. So this is where you can mist yourself for magic. I'm going to do my mascara off camera because I have to focus, but I like to use eyelash curler, and then I use the Sky High from Maybelline. The Charlotte Tilbury one's really good as well, and I think she's got a new one coming out, so I'd like to try that. I'll be right back. So mascara is done. I think I need a new mascara. I am also open to trying different mascaras. I wanted to say as well, like from a protective perspective, you can really imbue your mascara to be protective of you, but not only that, like to act like a kind of trap for anything coming your way. Because if you think about your eyelashes, they are there to protect your eyes from like any dust or whatever. So you can enchant your mascara to coat your lashes in something that will be collecting anything that comes your way, so that when you take makeup off, anything that has like gotten to you, it's stopped there, it comes off and it doesn't go, it doesn't penetrate, you know, so like you are totally protected, especially if something comes at you evil eye wise, like some jealousy, envy, whatever. It's really, really nice for that. So you can just literally visualize, you know, you don't have to enchant the actual mascara. You can blow on it, as I said, you can like speak over it, speak words of enchantment, but you can also just imagine it, envisage it, see it in your mind's eye. If you struggle to visualize, you know, you can lean into the sensations, consider the sensations of that, like it within your body, like how it would feel to repel anything coming at you. And also just then your awareness, like prepping your awareness, prepping your shield, so you can be performing your grounding and centering and shielding, warding as you do that. So I have videos on those things, so I can link to them if you like. So I want to add this now because it's just really sparkly, it just brings the whole thing together. I think it's just really going to fit the look. Oh, I didn't realise the horsey comes off. Actually, I don't think the horsey was supposed to come off. I think that was supposed to be glued. So this is Diamond Lip Glow Buff in Lucky Kiss from Isamaya. And you can see it's kind of like a rosy sort of tone. It's kind of more buff in person, but it looks very red on camera. It's like got a goldy shift and it's sort of like a corally pink. So we can just like enchant this for kissable lips. Because there's this golden reflex, that every word I speak is like golden, and it is empowering. And so it's kind of like a nude red on top of the nude lip, and then there's the gold reflex. It feels very, very Queen of the Fae to me. It's like empowering, but it's also soft. It's also like romantic and sensual. This is the finished look. You know, you wanted to go for a like nude lip, you could. I think it's very glowy. You can see there's probably a bit too much shine. If I was going out, I'd powder a bit more because I didn't put too much powder on, but I do tend to find that bronzer blusher tends to like fade, but that's fine, you know, I'm not really going anywhere, so this is just for this. Also, like with this makeup, I feel like I want to wear something like really enchanting, but I am just at home, it's raining, you can probably hear, so I'm in my Venus top, living my best Venus life. I actually think this is kind of vampy with the green and with the red. I didn't intend for it to be like that, but it's giving me a lot more Queen of Wands vibes than I suspected. But yeah, this is the thing, it goes that way. So before I go, I do just want to also add more enchantments that you can layer on. So of course you've got perfume. I absolutely love a number of different oils. I do have a couple of favourite perfumes. This is one of them, but it's really old. It's called Vamp à NY Eau de Parfum, and it's Honor de Pré, and it's like a really vanilla-y, really sensual scent. So I wore this on my wedding day. Then I also have this from Starry Supplies, which is a spell oil, but it's also really nice, and it's the one for Lilith. So I just put it on my pulse points. I feel like then Lilith is with me, but it just smells amazing. I absolutely love Stylired Supplies for their incense and stuff. I ordered this like maybe a year ago. I was getting incense and stuff, and Joey accidentally sent me the love oil instead, and I reached out and I was like aggrieved to do it because I was like, no, it's the wrong one. And she was so sweet, and so she just sent me the one I ordered, and she didn't want me to send the other one back and everything. It was really, really nice, and I love Stylired Supplies. This one is a vampire oil. That's really sweet, and it smells like candy. It came from Cabinet of Curiosities. I'm gonna add a little bit of this as well. Mixed together, it's like literally, do you remember like lip smackers? It's like really candy, but like really enchanting and erotic. It would be nice to have like a pop of gloss just in the center of the lip. I've got this plumper Maybelline, kind of goes with the vampy red. And then, okay, so then oils. I have this amazing protective oil. So what I like to do with this, I made this myself and strained it out. So I just have a little bit in my hand. It smells nice, but it's not like a perfume. I mean, it smells quite like earthy. So I rub it into my palms, and what I'll do is I'll anoint the back of my neck, top of my head, and my wrists, usually my arms, and then I will anoint my hair as well, because when people send you shit, it sticks in your hair, at least my hair. And that's why, like, in the past I've like chopped all my hair off, because people have sent me shit and I've chopped it off. So that is that. So it's already pre-enchanted, but what I do like to do is put it in my hands and then, you know, whisper words, hand over, blow intention, then put it on. And then I have another oil that I made last summer and I've bottled up, and it's literally just St. John's wort oil. So I steeped St. John's wort flowers, and this just smells like happiness in a bottle. So I've called it St. John's wort happiness oil. So it's gonna go with the vibes, because we're going to do some fun things today. It smells so nice. It smells like golden flowers and sunshine. For happiness and fun and laughter and love and romance and just joy, 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 and friendship. You know, so, and a lot of these oils you can utilize them in other things as well, so I'll utilize those in spells as well. But it's really nice to finish off your look for the day with some oils that help you with your centering process, and then you also ground and center and do the actual shielding as well and warding. But these things are all things that are working on our subconscious, right, to help us get into that mindset, to get into that space of feeling protected, and help us to feel like we're confident and ready to go. And yeah, I definitely feel enchanting. That's the final look. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it was fun. I hope that you learned something or inspired you maybe a little bit. If you did enjoy it, please like, share, subscribe. Click the thumbs up to like, subscribe, obviously hit the bell notification, because even if you subscribe, you don't necessarily get notified. There'll be some more videos at the end, so you can keep watching if you like. Share it, as I said, with anyone who you think will also enjoy. I have Instagram below, a TikTok page that I'm not currently uploading to, but there's old content. And then there's also Patreon if you'd like to support me. There's also super thanks below, direct PayPal link, buy me a coffee page, Ko-fi, all of that stuff is down below. So thank you again for joining me. I hope you stay well and safe, and I look forward to seeing you again in another video really soon. All right, many blessings. Mwah.